Welcome back to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. We already planned on doing a discussion about what the future of TCM looks like. You know, obviously the patch this month was going to be delayed.
Yeah.
We knew that, so we were going to talk about it and like, man, what is going on where this keeps happening? I was hoping it would be a very short delay, and I guess you can make a case that it still is, but we actually got an official post today. They were trying to be transparent about the future for the next update.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, so Gunn was trying to be transparent. The problem is that transparency came on April 20, what is it, 29th? 28th?
Yeah, 29th.
29th. So yeah, like no shit, the patch is delayed, but I guess thank you for saying something and making us feel a little bit better. And in that post, this news came from a post on Reddit that said, hey folks, just wanted to pop in and give you all an update on where the next patch is at. The team has discovered some bugs that popped up that we need to hone in on. We are aiming to push the next update out around mid-May in order to work on these issues to get them tested through certification and in your hands. They made a graphic and everything.
Yeah, the graphic said patch schedule.
Yeah, which
interesting.
I saw the picture first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, so patch schedule is changing. Obviously, it's going to be more time in between because they're not hitting the mark on the monthly cadence that they were originally trying to do. But no, why did they even put patch schedule on?
Is that an old graphic? Did they post that when they just announced that they were going away from the 2-week cadence? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know.
It's at this point in this game's life cycle, you know, we're rooting for it. We say and this is what I always like try to say about this game. Like if it's making money, like we're making money, there's nothing more I want in this world in this game to blow up, be super viral, deliver content on a crazy cadence, because that means we have content to make too.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people say we're overly negative or like we're against them. Like, no, like I would do anything for them to be successful. That would be great for us. Right. So yeah, it's obviously not against Gunn and anything they do. It's just, we got a pattern going here. And as you continue to look at these updates get further and further delayed, I am never been more hopeless when it comes to this game.
Man, April has been a hell of a month. Lost our jobs in the worst job market. The price of my vapes have gone up. That's the worst.
That's a sign to start quitting.
My cat died Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're almost out of April. Could it get any worse?
My basement flooded yesterday.
Did it really?
Yeah. Just so what's going on here?
April has not been kind to us. And
man, what the fuck?
Our expectations, our hopes for the rest of the month already low.
Yeah.
And somehow just gets a little lower.
But it's got a little bit worse too, because obviously the patch was delayed. And that maybe that's not a big deal, right? Maybe a patch being delayed is not a big deal. It's just things happen, yada, yada. But on top of that, somebody asked, like, hey, it's been a while. When can we expect new content? And then somebody replied to them and said probably this mid-May patch, in which Sid stepped in, you know, community developer, the mod, or community manager. Sid stepped in and said no new content. We were focusing on bug fixes for this patch. And then it was like, oh, shit. And then it just hit you even harder, which I can't believe they're not dropping new content immediately after you just had the biggest hit of new players you've had since launch. And you're like, we say it on stream as a joke, but like if the whole content plan you guys have is to monetize all of the DLC, all of the add-on content is sitting behind a paywall, now's the time to milk us, man. Like
this is the time to milk us fucking dry.
Right.
I forget what the percentage was of how many new players based on that one article. I don't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, the conversion rate from new players to paid DLC, like yeah.
Like now is the time to milk us.
Yeah,
that's the plan. Get all this content ready to go during this growth of players on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, and based on the current cadence of updates, you're looking at another month and a half to get another update out that actually might include content. And I just can't believe that this game fumbled this hard. It's actually shocking. It is actually shocking because like I try so hard to put our rose tinted glasses on and talk about it. Like what can we be doing? What could happen right now? It's the same thing we did when they decided to go with Black Tower as a new developer. We were like, okay, here's what could be happening. Sumo, they're too split up. Okay, they're too split up, so they aren't able to put enough time into TCM. That's why content's so slow. If they bring in a new developer like Black Tower who has minimum projects that they're working on, perhaps they have more people that they can put towards content to make content for TCM, and will speed up things. Obviously, we were fucking wrong.
Way wrong.
Rose tinted glasses didn't help there. And now I'm like running out of things to find on the positive side. Like what could be happening? Maybe they're secretly, I see a lot of that. A lot of us drinking their copium here where it's, oh, maybe they're secretly doing a level cap increase. That's why they're so delayed on everything, because they're secretly doing something huge behind the scenes. I don't think so.
They can't keep up with the bare minimum.
They
can't keep up.
Yeah, a month and a half for just bug fixes is, maybe it's a massive bug fix patch, but doubt it. And then we already had like the execution pack 5 like leaked to the last update, like it was in the files, but now we're not going to get that now. Honest to God, this is my call now, and I just think that's where we're at. I would say at most one more map, maybe one for Rush Week 2. One more character drop, like Family Victim, and it's going to get sunsetted.
I mean, there's even a chance that we don't get that leaked content. Some of it or all of it.
That would be if they went and did mocap, which is not cheap, by the way.
Right.
If they went and did mocap and they sunset the game before releasing the content that they mocapped, that's insane. What a throwaway of money. If that's that bad, where you seriously can't take that mocap footage and get it done for one last milking us for some paid content. That's just crazy to me, man. I really, you got to really wonder what happened in the transition. It had to be something mixed with getting Sumo's code to Black Tower and Black Tower figuring it out and be able to put their own DLC in there. But then you look at Rush Week and I know Rush Week is not for everybody. And there are some things I despise about it. I hate that you can't play with your friends. I hate that you can't get XP out of it. But ultimately, that's a well put together game mode that functions quite well. And the map is super cool. It's well made. So so they can do it, but not in the base game?
I don't know. That's why it's separate, I guess. It's their own, I guess.
I mean, Graveyard looks good. It's just designed very poorly.
Absolutely. Graveyard is a great looking map. Having the pumps instead of the battery, great innovation. Something new.
Yeah.
But the basement's trash.
The basement and then RNG's trash.
The RNG is awful.
Yeah, you can guard the fuse box and a gen if you get the right spawns with one person without moving. You can just stand there and you can shut down a whole side of the map. 2 objectives completely. That's it. Valve Play is also, is always on gen side too, and nobody really pushes it. But yeah, like the Valve can be shut down pretty easily too. And then getting all 3 pumps done and then getting the next gate, it's just a bad map. It really is. Yeah. It's just a poorly designed map. But the question is, what can they do? Is there still a light at the end of the tunnel? Can they fix this? And the problem, I really don't think they can. Unless Black Tower has doing what everyone is kind of the cope that I was saying is
secretly
secretly building up something huge. Highly doubt it. Don't get your hopes up for it. But if that's what they're doing, sure, there are still enough players right now that you can retain and make something great happen. But at the same time, I don't think that's going to happen. And like the options are, you pay a shit ton of money, you get another dev team on it, and you try to take Black Tower, have them transfer their code over to another team who is already messy because they got the code from another team. It's not going to happen. Like
No.
financially, I can't see that decision being made to like, let's get another dev team.
No.
Let's move on to the next one. There's no way.
No, they would have to have a significant investment.
Yeah.
Significant investment. More than all these new players buying whatever content they bought. Way more than that.
And I don't know what their player base totals look like. I tell you what, there's a lot of people out there that would do anything to have the concurrent players that TCM does. I know in comparison, Dead by Daylight's the big guy, but TCM has more than enough players to be selling DLC to continue to profit.
Especially with PlayStation. This free month.
Yeah.
Seeing all these new players with DLC as well. It was good to see. Very good to see. It again, it brought our hope meter up just a little bit.
Yeah. As long as those free things result in people buying DLC,
right?
It's worth it. Otherwise, server costs go up tremendously based on the concurrent player base. But yeah, like if they're selling DLC and making money, like I don't know. You talk about fumbled. This is the biggest missed opportunity in ASIM so far. Yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Like, this is such a well-designed game. It has so much potential. That's why, despite all of the bullshit that we continue to go through as players, all of us hang around because we like what it is at its core. Like, we see it.
It has the best game design of any ASIM game out there.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
It just got completely held back by live service. And I truly think that we're at the end of the line here. We are so close. I don't know if it'll make it to year 2 or to the end of year 2, the 2-year anniversary.
Right.
Don't think that will happen.
That's so fucking sad to say.
Yeah.
But I'm out of copium. I'm out. I've huffed all the copium I could.
I don't even know, like, how have we not delivered the hair pack? How have you not gotten that Execution Pack 5 out? How have you not gotten the next Leatherface skin out? Especially because, like, Art Bully's designing them. You just got to implement them.
Right.
It makes you feel really bad for how negative we were to Sumo initially when the game came out. Because Sumo, there were a lot of bugs. Content felt a little slow, but they were consistent. They were consistently trying to get out patches and get out content.
And they gave a fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think... Because I've heard that a lot, it's like Gun doesn't care. This is a cash grab. Like, I don't think that's what it is. Do you think Black Tower likes the fact that they suck ass? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you think they like the fact that hundreds of people are dogging on them for not being able to develop properly?
Right.
And keep up with this game? Like, no. If they would have excelled here and made a name for themselves, it could have changed the entire outlook of that business.
Yeah. Sumo was filled with horror fans who treated this like their baby.
Yeah.
Black Tower doesn't have that attachment to it. It's not that they're like, you know what? I'm not going to work today. It's not that.
Right.
Same with Gun. They're just going to sit in the office, be like, I'm taking a day off.
They were just in over their heads, man. Like, that's what it feels like. And I, at the same time, you got to question why Gun went with them. Like, I don't think any of us are shocked because we saw F-13. They sunset games.
Sunset Towers.
Yeah, like
somebody said that. I'm like, but are they wrong?
They're maintenance towards the end of a game's life cycle. That's what they have kind of consistently done outside of their small independent games. So what made Gun think that anything was going to be different? What made them think, like, what did Black Tower put in front of them that said, we got it now? Like, we look at our team. We have all this. Like, we can do it. We can totally add content.
The price.
That's what it all comes down to, right? It's money. Like, Sumo was probably really expensive on a high per diem, which is not shocking. They're a pretty big company.
Sumo Nottingham is part of Sumo Digital.
Yeah.
Big company.
And then they have a parent company too. So
right.
Yeah, it's not surprising that they're more expensive. Honestly, at this point, I think the only team that could really come in and save the day, and it won't happen, is Elphonic. Like, and what it would take probably is co-publishing to come into play.
Right.
And it ain't gonna happen.
Ilphonic has, Predator just got an update this week.
Yeah. And a really cool new Predator skin.
Ghostbusters gets updates. Killer Clown still gets updates and content.
And those games have a fraction of the players that TCM does.
Yep.
So, and what Ilphonic is doing is, because they publish their own games and they develop their own games, there is no third-party team to pay monthly, no matter how much money the game that they're working on is making. Like, that's the thing about this, which Black Tower's got a fixed rate, I'm sure. Maybe they have some weird contract, but I'm sure it's a fixed rate. This is how much we make monthly, no matter what's delivered, right? So here you are paying out of pocket for a third-party dev who's not delivering the content that you need to profit to continue to pay them. If they can't deliver content fast enough, why would you keep them on the payroll? That is exactly why I've lost all hope. Because if you look at it from a business stance, why would you continue to pay a dev team who can't make you enough money?
Right.
That's just the shitty situation. So I hope I'm wrong. Would happily eat it.
Please come out here and drop a huge content bomb in 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Drop a huge content bomb, save the game. Please prove us wrong. Please.
Yeah. Would happily eat my words, dude. I really would. It just, everything, that's what it leads to, man. Like, that's what all the evidence is showing.
Another thing is people really dogging on Gun for them not caring, them making excuses. Well, they're the publisher.
Yeah,
they are there to be the face, to take the heat off of Black Tower. That's why when they said, like, they're they're taking the heat.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to. That's what the publisher does. They're not going to sit there and say, yeah, there's no update this month because our developers are incompetent.
Yeah.
They can't say that.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And there are certain things, as you look back on the game, 100% Gun's fault.
Oh,
decisions
for sure.
Decisions that they have made.
Statements
that they have made. I'm sorry you're going through things. They've made a lot of mistakes. Honestly, from the get-go, their entire monetization plan for pay-to-win characters with no in-game currency, it's flawed tremendously. And that is definitely a part of why the game went downhill, right? I mean, dude, they literally took off PC off crossplay for a month. Like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that was peaceful for console players, but you just totally threw away any PC players you had, just toss them to the side.
Yep. And
now look at the PC numbers. They've gone up a little bit now, but they should be higher. So yeah, like, they've made a lot of decisions. They're the ones that hired Black Tower. So no doubt about it. But what we're seeing right now is seriously, it's just a dev team that can't keep up.
Right.
It's as simple as that. And I know, like, people are asking for community check-ins, which would be nice. It would be nice to get a community check-in. I agree. But that community check-in is what is there to share other than throwing your dev team under the bus?
Yeah. What is there to check in on?
Right. We don't have anything. There's nothing to talk about except the fact that there is no update.
And you're all mad.
Yeah. And then we're going to get another sorry you're going through things moment. And then we're just going to be even more pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, the only reason, there's 2 reasons to do a dev stream right now, to have them go live and talk to us. One is to drop a huge content bomb on us and reveal a bunch of things, maybe a new roadmap, whatever. The other one is to sunset the game and announce it's gone. So honestly, I don't think either, or I definitely want to see it get sunsetted. And I highly doubt they have a content bomb coming. So
yeah, it's frustrating. They're blowing it. This game has so much potential. We say it every fucking time.
Yeah,
at least they do.
At least this time around, we're like way more mentally prepared for this game to be sunsetted. It's not like lawsuit, we're done.
Hey, Uber Jason's coming. Oh,
Yeah, huge. Hey, we're dropping huge bombs here. Here's the best update we've ever had, and we're done.
And it's not our fault.
Yeah. This time it's your fault.
This time we've seen it coming for months and months.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you just sit back and look at all of the missed opportunities, like where are the licensed characters? You already confirmed that Vortex owns the rights to every look of Leatherface. Where are they? Like, thank you for getting a remake Leatherface in there, but seriously, that's it. You didn't have that going for. I mean, I'm sure they have them working on it now, and maybe they come, maybe they don't. But really, like, where's that at? You have no problem charging $10 a character for, again, pay to win characters, but you don't want to hit us for all that shit that we'll happily buy with no questions asked.
I don't play Leatherface, and I want to buy all the Leatherfaces.
Yeah, like what? Why? I don't get it. The amount of missed opportunities, no licensed maps. I mean, there should be way more maps, honestly. I mean, now Rush Week, we're gonna look back at Rush Week a year from now, assuming the game has been sunsetted, which from a year from now, it seems like a guarantee. But yeah, we're gonna look back at Rush Week and be like, why the fuck did you waste all your time and money making a separate game mode when you couldn't even supply for the base game mode that there was?
It's similar to the engine upgrade.
Exactly.
In F13.
And like, that's going to be one you're gonna be like, that's where Gun fucked up. You think Black Tower's is like, we have another idea, let's do this. No, like Gun told him to make that and design that game mode.
But yeah, take those resources and how many other base game maps could we have gotten? 2?
Maybe.
I'll take them.
Right, yeah.
Or we're working on the Storm variants. Yes, they're cool. There's a little changes with the trees down and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe we could have gotten a new map, and then the map we get is Graveyard.
Yeah. If you'd have taken the team that was working on Rush Week and allocated those resources to making a map for the base game mode, I just think that hindsight's 2020. They didn't know that it was all going to go downhill.
Right.
But yeah, like that's probably what we all would prefer to see. And the same thing happened with F13, right? Like hindsight's 2020. Okay. If the engine upgrade, I really was opening a door for them to make even more and better content. Right. They didn't see the fact they were going to get full shut down. Yeah. So yeah, it looks bad now in hindsight, but then it seemed like a good decision. So yeah. And I think Rush Week was almost like exclusively made to allow for experimentation. They couldn't throw pajamas in the base game mode. They couldn't do that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, if we do this, it opens the door and we get to kind of move on to the 70s a little bit.
Halloween costumes.
Yeah, you get to have a little bit more fun and do seasonal things, even though they have not taken advantage of the seasonal side that they should be. But yeah, like you could do more fun things. It's actually kind of funny that it's still Halloween in Rush Week.
Bruh, Valentine's, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter.
Yeah, they should have ran with it.
Leif Erikson Day. Ding-a-ding-a-durgan.
Yeah, they should have ran with it. But it sucks. We're talking about it like it's already been announced as if content's over. It really is just that delay just hit. And then it was like no new content as well. Frick. So we're literally talking July now for content.
Yeah.
For any content. We're not talking like even good content. We're talking any content.
Maybe June.
It doesn't seem like they're shooting for mid-May. They could still slip.
Yeah.
They could still slip further. God damn. And final note on this. I don't know what we want them to say. You know, you want them to be transparent. Right. But if they do they know the end of a content's coming? When do you make that call? And if you're making that call, when do you announce you've made that call? And how do you lead up to it? Or be like, hey, the next 3 months we're gauging DLC sales. Like, I don't know how you be transparent about the situation in a way that isn't literally just saying it's coming.
Well, maybe a strategy not to do is be like, hey, here's some more paid DLC. And then, oh, we're done.
Yeah, well, yeah, I said this on stream today that if they do end up sunsetting the game within the next like month, you're going to look back at the PlayStation Plus deal and be like, you guys just sold a shit ton of new DLC to new players and you didn't say a damn thing about the fact that you knew the sunset was coming.
Right. Right. At this point, you can't sunset it till like August.
Good luck.
Because it looks so bad
Good luck.
having all these free players buy DLC and then immediately get shut down.
Yeah.
That would look so bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they have enough content to trickle along to get us through the end of the year or whatever. I don't know. I also hope that when the game gets sunsetted and they decide to stop development on content, that they keep the servers on for a significant amount of time. The one thing that really, really, really sucks about TCM, this is something we've been begging for 2 years now, with having no bots, no way to play solo except for museum mode. Oh boy. The fact that there's nothing you can do offline in TCM makes the sunsetting of it even worse. So if they don't keep the servers on for a significant amount of time, like ideally another year, maybe 2. I mean, Evil Dead's had theirs on for 2. I don't know. If that's going to be even more disappointing. Like, I don't want them to multiverse us and shut down the servers 3 months after they announce the end of content.
Right.
So,
yeah, unless maybe there was a strategy. Shut down the main game, leave Rush Week open because the servers might be a little cheaper.
Dude, riots.
That would be
literal
awful.
Fucking riots.
That is an awful strategy.
Yeah. I also think, man, they're in such a horrible spot because TCM being sunsetted before they can get the announcement of their next game out is brutal, man.
Yeah.
So you think they'd also would try to ride it out until then as well. But then, you get the announcement of their next game and then they sunset afterwards.
You shut down TCM for this?
Yeah. I mean, they got through with F13, so.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be people saying that.
It sucks because I see a lot of people saying now, which is totally fair in my opinion, that I'll never buy a game from Gun again. I see that a lot. I think it's totally fair. All right, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, go fuck yourself. I totally get that. But what sucks when you look at Gun and the folks that work there, you see true horror fans. I don't think anyone can deny that. They are truly horror fans and they know their shit about the genre. And I don't think anyone can deny either that they get game design.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
They may fuck up a lot of other things like live service and the meta game is a mess on TCM. But
some marketing.
Yeah. But there are some things like the core game design of TCM, I still think is the peak of ASIM that we've seen so far.
Yep.
And I and they did with F13 as well. You're like, this is a lot of fun. There's a reason people were so upset that it was gone. And all these years later, like they get that game design. And as true fans, they know how to work an IP into that game design. So like I'm at this, as frustrated as I am about TCM and what happened with it, I'm also like, damn, those are the types of guys I want to see making these games. So,
and again, a lot of the issues are developmental issues. So you can't say I'm never going to buy a Gun game again because they coded it this way, because they didn't.
Yeah, but it's also them who makes the deal with the devs, though.
Right.
So.
Honestly, if it was a game that was Gun and established, if Gun and Sumo were to work together again,
yeah,
I would absolutely think about it.
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
Yeah, who knows who they're working with,
and it depends on the license as well.
Sure, yeah.
Or no license.
Well, the conversation changes a lot if it's
not
an original game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the name Gun is enough to convince me as a horror fan to buy a game.
6 months ago? Yes.
It really depends on who they're working with.
Right.
But yeah. It could be literally another 3 years before they announce another game.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our Texas talk for the day. Sun's getting real low, big guy.
We're about to be looking at the blood moon.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Again, I'd love to be proved wrong on this.
Yes.
I would happily eat my words. It's just everything. It's been pretty negative.
Yeah.
But that's our thoughts. Well, let us know yours in the comments below. That's going to wrap this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.